You'll thank me on your wedding night.
I mean, you'll thank me on your... Speaking of, when are you giving us a day out?
And we're live. All right. Okay,
We're starting again.
We'll go
We're
again.
starting again, okay?
We'll go again. Okay.
Give me a countdown.
3, 2, 1, record.
Hello and welcome to Put an H, a Die-Hard Simpsons podcast. My name's Terry.
My name is Andy.
Andy, how the bloody hell are you?
Very well, Terry. Very well. And you?
I too am well.
Good to hear it.
Finally, he looks at me.
The reason why we're saying this
No,
weird
we
is
did
because
this.
we've done this like 2 or 3 times.
Don't get into it again.
I haven't been happy with the levels. Folks, I apologise. I haven't been happy with the level, particularly in the studio the last time. I don't know what I was thinking, but one of us was way up.
The last home record, I was eating my mic for portions of it. I think I was
Yes.
getting very excited. I was leaning in too much to my mic.
Yes. Now, even that, I don't think your levels are that good there, Terry. It's fine.
I mean, it's pretty good. I like it.
It's fine.
It's like this Lucasade Orange. What have you got there?
I've gone for the Monster Red.
Monster Red.
Ultra Red.
Pour a bit into your glass there. I want to see what it looks like. But also, don't take my glass. Oh dear, I don't like that.
Have a taste.
Okay, yeah.
Have a taste.
How about that one?
Tastes like a cool pop.
Now, I could picture drinking that with
Yeah?
vodka. What flavour is it? I know it says ultra red.
This is how they get you. It doesn't tell you. It doesn't. I'm looking
It's
everywhere.
some sort of fruit. Like
It just says carbonated energy drink.
I like it. It does
Nice,
taste
right?
like a cool pop. But you can only have one, and I don't think I'd even drink a big one
No,
like that.
I will, but you know. Listen, Terry. Before we get into our drinks, how the bloody hell are you?
I'm good. It
Good?
was my wedding anniversary last week. We recorded on the Wednesday because I couldn't do Thursday because I was going out for dinner.
Ah, of course.
My wife.
How many years is it now?
3 long years.
And how many years have you been together?
On the 27th, it'll be 9. Fucking
Nice.
hell. Arthur's Day. That's what started it
Oh
all.
yeah, it's his
I
fault.
outlived him.
How was your thing?
It was lovely. We went to the Port House for a bit of tapas.
Oh, nice.
Tapas, yeah.
I know what it is.
Okay, Grant. Yeah, you got the reference.
Yeah, I get it. Good, was it? Oh no, there's no reference. Was there a
Yeah.
reference there? No, I didn't
Yeah.
get the reference.
IT crowd.
No,
Richard.
definitely.
Richard
That
Iowati.
reference. Not a fan of his.
Hey, no.
No, he's so smug. I hate him.
He's okay.
Maybe because I haven't seen the IT crowd.
That's his, like,
Yeah, I haven't liked him outside of it.
he's not that, he is more smug in real life. I will give you that.
Thank you. Okay.
But it was lovely. We started off, we were playing in the house and getting Bonnie to bed, and one of Faye's friends was coming to mind her. We were having a glass of wine, while we were getting ready.
Yeah.
And I put on Bo Burnham Inside, the songs on our Alexa at home. That's right, folks.
Oh yeah.
Amazon is spying on me.
Oh, so you have an Alexa? Hold on, I
Yeah.
didn't even.
Yeah,
How
Faye
long
got
ago
it
this?
about a year. I think Faye got it as a gift. So it's good, but also, there's
Would you recommend getting one of those?
It's handy. Handy just be like,
Handy for what specifically?
in the kitchen, Alexa, play Bo Burnham Inside. And then she's like, playing Bo Burnham Inside, the songs. And
Now,
then it would
the
just...
fact that you've said that is, will anyone at home who has an Alexa and is listening to this
I hope
loud-
so.
Alexa, put on hardcore porn.
Alexa, subscribe to Pull It Nate's Patreon.
That's what I should have said.
So we were kind of listening to that and having, a glass of wine or whatever. I think it was some of the wine that I had been having the night before. We're recording you, the
Hey.
2020 Riesling. Still
of
as good
course.
the next day. But Faye kind of turned around and then at the end, she was like, what's your favourite one off that album?
Ooh, good
And
question.
I think I said Problematic. It changes all the time. But hers was All Eyes on Me.
Yeah.
So we listened to that beforehand, went out, had lovely dinner, couple of bottles of wine, 2 bottles of wine to be exact, and then 2 more glasses each. This is on a school night. I haven't done this in
Nice.
fucking literally
That sounds
years.
good.
Yeah, it was really fun. Really fun.
Very good.
Ended up getting the bus home, but we came back and then it was like, had a little like dance party in the kitchen, listening to All Eyes on Me, and then
Problematic?
No, it wasn't. It was more.
That's a dance party song.
What do you call it? What's the fucking one?
Just you and Faye?
Yeah.
To All Eyes on Me?
Yeah. Put your fucking
It's meant
hands
to be very
up.
sensual.
I mean, I'm not going to go into details.
No, go into
No,
detail.
thank you. But then she had never heard, what was the one, Can't Handle This? From the one you had on.
Yeah, she liked it?
She loved it. But I have to say, since you put it on our, whatever, the Patreon episode it was, it's been in my head.
Yes.
It's fucking deadly.
It's so good.
Deadly.
It's up there with his best from Inside, I think. Like, it's just
brilliant. Like.
And I didn't realise, because the whole thing about, like, I only was introduced to him from Inside, and it was like when he's talking about he quit comedy and all this sort of stuff, and I thought it was just he just quietly did it. I didn't realize it was like that was like the big announcement that like I can't take it, I'm going.
Considering as well, like it's such a like I don't know if meta textual, but like it's in the text. He's basically saying like I'm making this stupid joke about Pringles and burritos, and then it's like he breaks down into like. Like, I'm doing this because I can't handle my feelings.
Why do I find the lyrics so poignant where he's like, I wouldn't have got the lettuce if I knew I wouldn't. Like he's literally talking about ingredients, but I'm like, I feel you. I feel you.
It's great. So I was very hungover Friday, and we got like takeaway. I was actually supposed to have the day off work, and then I realized I was doing interviews for... Why are you
day off work?
What are you going against me?
That, like 6 days off for
I
you
have
now?
30 annual leave days to take a year. I have to take them, Andy.
I'm off this Monday, to be fair.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Okay.
So I scheduled it off, and then I realized that I was doing interviews all week, and some interviews were moved to Friday afternoon. So I couldn't take the Friday off.
Right.
Wouldn't you fucking know it? All of the interviews were cancelled Friday afternoon, and here I was struggling, and I mean, like really bad sinus headache when you bend down, hangover, like you know, like
Jesus.
I bend down to pick up a pen, I'm like, and these fucking. I'm gonna say it because they were. I know what their ages were. I was on there looking through this thing. Bunch of fucking Gen Zers. Little
fucking. Yeah. Now, I have a question. Is Gen Z, are they Zoomers?
Yes.
Is that what the Z is?
Well, I think it's been co-opted as because they use Zoom all the time, you know?
Right. Zoom really landed on their feet with this whole thing, didn't they?
Yeah, but like, is everybody still using Zoom now? I know we use it, but like nobody's talking about it the same way.
No, we use WebEx.
And then there's Teams. I know you're not a fan of WebEx. I don't want to open that.
No, it's fine. I won't get into it. But
Thank you very much. Spare us all. But we ordered takeaway Friday because we were like, I can't cook. Both of us were hanging.
Yeah.
And then we're like, what do you want to watch with this? You know, like, and we're like, nothing too heavy, you know, flicking around Netflix. And we stumbled across. Now, I forgot my notepad.
Oh,
but I got a piece of paper.
Okay. What you got?
We watched Sully.
Oh, yeah.
With Tom
Hanks as the...
Clint Eastwood directed it.
I'm sure it's
Sully
good.
Sullenberger. Oh, don't you? It is good.
It's not his name, is it?
Sully, well, is actually... Yeah, Sully Sullenberger, I think.
No, Sully, it's got to be short for Sullenberger, surely.
Yeah, but like his actual first name isn't Sully, I don't think.
Yeah.
But everybody calls him Sully Sullenberger.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But it's very interesting, Andy. Like, in that, like... It's all about the miracle on the Hudson, as they call it. Where he landed the plane.
Was that 9/11?
No, it was like 2009 or something. Just
before. Okay.
Just before the recession.
Okay.
So it was like, it starts in the aftermath of it, and he's like, I can't believe I'm such a celebrity now. You know, everybody knows my name, and it kind of goes in the middle part. It does like a flashback to what happened on the day. How it landed, but doesn't show you the crash. It kind of shows you everything before the crash and after it lands.
Right.
It doesn't show you what's going on in the cockpit with him. And then it gives you his perspective at the end. So it's kind of like, not repeating itself, but like, kind of like Rashomon, 3 different views on it.
Rashomon?
Rashomon, yeah.
Now, you know I'm going to ask you what you're talking about there.
So Rashomon is the thing where it's a movie where an incident happens, but from 3 different perspectives, it comes across 3 different ways.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So it kind of like that. Like you get the perspective of the guy on the ground who is the air traffic controller and how he's freaking out when he's
Right.
like, he goes off screen or whatever that, and he's like, "Oh, I lost them. I can't believe it." You know,
Yeah.
They have to take him out because he's like, "Look, when you have a crash, you have to go. There'll be an investigation." So how
Yeah.
it affects his life, not only Sully and the other co-pilot and all.
Right.
There's just a bit Tom Hanks. It's this string of Tom Hanks playing these people who are really really good at their jobs. You know, like
Yeah.
and he's the best at doing that. Like, and
Tom Hanks is one actor who just has not let up.
like
you know what I mean?
He has a few films that
Has he
don't
gotten
exist.
worse?
No, he's still as good. He has a few
Yeah.
films that don't exist in that, like, you know, a holograph for the king. Yeah, exactly. Like
What?
that was a movie he did, but doesn't exist. So you know,
Some sort of Bruce Willis money laundering.
no, this was an actual thing, but it was just like,
Wow.
yeah,
Why would he ever do that?
I don't know. It was a kind of like prestige enough director with him,
Okay.
like, and it just
Did
nobody
nothing.
went to see it. It made no like shockwaves or anything like that. Like, there's a few in the last few years
crazy.
that he's done, but like more often than not, his output is still really, really good. And like,
Yeah.
there's a scene in this where he's like, at some sort of hearing. They're like, because you shouldn't have, they're saying they shouldn't have landed. The whole crux is like, he's under investigation for landing the plane and not killing anyone. And they're saying you should have turned it around and brought it back to LaGuardia
Right.
or went to New Jersey or whatever. And he was like, they're like, all these simulations say you had time to do it.
Right.
And like, he's like, basically, him and the other pilot are like, he saved all these lives. He's a fucking hero.
Right. And is that what really happened then?
Yeah, because like, they basically, the crux of it is, they're like, look, and we're going to run, you have like footage of people doing it. So they're like, oh, geese. Then they just turn back around. It's like they make it eat both time. Like, but it's literally like they're in a simulation thing and it's like birds. They're like, okay, turn around.
Right.
Because they know what's coming. And he's like, when they do that, it's great. It's like, he's like, can we get serious for a minute? After the,
Yeah.
because the guys are thinking like, well, we've got him now. Look,
Yeah.
he definitely should have done it. And he's like, can we get serious for a minute? And you're like, yeah, Tom, you fucking get him, Sully. Like,
Have you seen it before?
I've never seen it before. 95 minutes. You're in it. You're in and out.
Ooh. Hell, it's on Netflix, you say?
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's one that I've been meaning to go to be honest.
it's good. It's
Okay.
good. I would recommend.
Out of 10?
I think I gave it 3.5 on my Letterbox. You can follow me on Letterbox, guys,
What?
from my recent reviews.
What's Letterbox?
It's a review thing. So
Well, I mean, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're doing
it's on
something
my-
like that.
No,
but
I'm
what
not
is it?
writing reviews. I'm just giving star reviews at the moment. But it's like it's
Letterbox.
Yeah,
Is it an app?
Letterboxd. Yeah, it's an app and it's a website. So like,
Really got your finger on the movie pulse.
I'm so far behind.
Tell you what you'd love.
What?
You'd love Reddit, Terry.
I'm on Reddit.
Are
I
you?
don't love it. Like,
You're not on the right things.
No,
If
I
you
just
don't
like-
love it, it's because you're using it wrong.
probably, and like I keep getting this like filmmaking stuff popping up on my Reddit. I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, get off.
Or
my
like
screen.
whatever kinds of movies. I'm sure there's little.
Yeah, there
you
is.
know,
all that. I
things
don't
for
know.
that.
It's something I don't trust about that community.
I found it. Now, I know Reddit has a. This is the weird thing because I know Reddit has like a bit of a reputation as being.
Body.
Well, just
Or
people
toxic.
just shitting on. Yeah. But every time I'm on Reddit, I don't know if it's just the ones that I'm following, but it's just everyone seems
There are,
very
like-
supportive and like nice.
I think-
it's not like Twitter where you're just like, I hate myself, I hate my
shitstorm.
life, I hate the world.
Here's what you do: pay your check.
Can I tell you something I've been watching?
Yeah.
I've been watching a new series. Well, it's not new, but a new season of Final Space.
You stuck around season 2.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't make
did
it.
I? What?
I couldn't make it past the first episode.
Why?
It's like they're giving me too much Conan. That's what it was. That character that Conan plays in the show. But they were all like working for him in the second season. He's like,
Oh yeah,
you know, like
oh yeah.
that. It just. And
It's-
I
I tell
realize
you-
it's a Team Coco thing or
Yeah.
whatever. You know?
It's like it's not necessarily
It's not good.
It's good.
It's not.
That's the thing. It's good.
It's okay.
It's not. No, see, it's not hilarious,
I don't mind it not being hilarious.
but it's very good. I think very like some of the
Something about your man I don't like. You know, like
your man.
Is it Olin?
Olin Rogers?
Is he the guy that created it and does
Yeah.
the main guy's voice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something about Gary, is that the guy's name?
Gary is someone else. Gary's like the robot, the ball robot who's obsessed with.
No, Gary is the main guy.
Could be wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Kevin. Sorry. Yeah, Gary. Yeah.
No, because I love my man Tom Kenny is in it playing. Who's he playing it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Tom Kenny is SpongeBob.
I know that. Yeah.
SpongeBob's voice is on that show.
Yeah, I knew that. I've seen his thing in the credits.
That was a highlight, and then Fred Armisen was the robot voice, the ball robot.
Oh, that's Kevin. Okay.
Yeah.
It's good, Terry, and it looks stunning as well.
Yeah,
I'm surprised I have to sell you on this, to be honest.
Well, you tried to sell me on the first season, and I got to the end, and I was like, okay.
It's
and
very well done.
He was planning like a 6-season arc for it, which was like, okay. I was like, you're not going to get to 6 seasons, but all right. He got to 3. In fairness to him, like
okay, yeah.
I haven't. Look, maybe
I'd recommend if you like Rick and Morty, and you like that's not even fair.
It's not.
If you
it's
like
not
Solar
even close.
Opposites, you'd like this.
No, I think Solar Opposites is on another level as well. Like Solar Opposites are doing like
Solar Opposites is funnier.
higher concept things. Like you would never see this show come up with the whole premise of the wall. What's going on inside the wall in Solar Opposites,
Okay. All right, I will give you that. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine.
Now, I have a horror film for you I watched.
Is this the one you recommended?
What did I recommend?
You sent me a trailer for something.
No, that's a TV series.
Oh, right,
That's like Midnight Mass.
Okay.
And it's coming to Netflix as well. It looks fucking deadly, that trailer.
Did look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this, I don't know if you've heard of this movie called Malignant.
The name sounds familiar.
Does the name James Wan ring a bell?
No.
Directed Saw. And you know me, I'm an OG Saw head.
You've been a salesman since day one, yeah?
I mean, I've gone as far, I think I went as far as 5 in the series.
Wow.
So
that's not like...
And I watched Spiral. Worst one of all.
Spiral?
That was the latest one with Chris Rock. Remember I was telling you about it?
Oh, yeah.
God, it's bad.
Chris Rock. Yeah.
Chris Rock fucking pitched the idea for it. Anyway, James Wan, he also directed The Conjuring. He's done all the Conjuring
Okay, I
movies.
wasn't a fan of those, but yeah.
Insidious.
Now you're losing me with each one of these.
I thought
to be
you
honest.
liked Insidious.
They're all the same. The Conjuring, Insidious, you may as well be talking about the same movie.
Oh, really? So you haven't seen any of them.
It's just one of those,
He
you
did
know.
Aquaman, which everybody loved. He did Fast and Furious 7 as well.
Now you grabbed me back with the last two.
yeah.
Aquaman I haven't seen, but just I'm a big Momoisman.
I heard it's great. I haven't watched it myself.
Oh, you heard it's great?
Yeah.
Aquaman 1?
Yeah, heard it's really fun. Like
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Also, like bonkers, where it's like
I heard it was
an octopus playing the bongos underwater and
brilliant.
shit.
I thought it was shy.
Well, I know it was a big hit, and people were like, "This is so
great.
much fun. This is the best
Brilliant.
DC movie." Like,
I love him getting a hit.
my man. I think he says that a lot in the Justice League, maybe. Like,
Right.
but anyway,
Brilliant.
this movie, Andy,
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot about it, and I was like, you know what? Faye went to bed early the other night. It was Tuesday night. It's like I'm sticking on Malignant, and my God, it starts with like some insane asylum in 1993.
Nice.
But like this is where we are, where we were watching horror movies when we were growing up. The insane asylum was like 1978 or 1980. You know,
Yeah.
like so it being, you know, the old times being the early 90s.
That's,
I'm like,
I just seen something the other day that was like blew my mind of like that 70s show was set like when the 70s show came out in 99. Like that's the equivalent if that was released now that they'd be talking about they'd be starting in the year
hell,
99.
Like that 90s show, like
Yeah. Like they went from like
that's
90
not a
or
bad
98 to
That's not a bad idea, though, if you were to do that 90s show in the lead up to Y2K.
Yeah. If you give me Topher Grace, I'm in.
No.
Huh?
Whole new cast, Andy.
Yeah, not interested.
But this movie, so it starts off as that, and it's like the whole, there's a, you know, crazy scientist lady, and this thing, the lights are flickering, and all this mad stuff is happening.
Right.
And you're like, what's going on? And then, you know, people are being thrown around by this kind of, you don't see it, it's some sort of monster, you think.
Right.
Cuts to present day, and there's this girl who comes home after a long day of work. She's pregnant. Literally 5 minutes into the movie, her like partner is like absolute piece of shit. He's like says, because she's had like miscarriages before, and he's like, how many times you're gonna lose a baby on me or something. I'm like trigger warnings galore for people who've gone through like miscarriages. I was like, what am I watching?
Like, okay, so clearly we're not supposed to care about this character at all.
This guy, well, like it's just like this like heightened already. There's something off about this. Like, the acting is bad, the writing is bad. It seems like it was made in the early 2000s. There's something not like really like I couldn't wrap my fingers around what I was supposed to be watching here. And I was like, but this guy is like he's making this movie because he's playing with his Aquaman money that he made a huge hit for Warner Brothers. Here's 30 million. Go make whatever you want. He's currently filming Aquaman 2. So he knows what he wants to be doing here. It doesn't seem like it struck me as the type of movie that you would find in times gone past in Extravision in the horror section. Yeah. You'd be like, what is this thing I've never heard of?
Like one of those B movies that you say they never make anymore.
On purpose, right? And you're like, okay, weird. Like literally your man, the husband, like pushes the girl, like she bangs her head off the wall within the first 5 minutes. And then a couple of minutes later, he's been killed by some unseen force. And it kind of is like...
So it's like a deliberate B
movie. And it's kind of like Seven meets... I don't know, something magic. It's kind of like a more... Because like the person that they think they're like, could be her like imaginary friend from when she was younger. Or, there's some sort of mystical element. Right. And then Andy, at like... I think there's like half an hour, 40 minutes left in the movie. This fucking twist that happens. I don't even want to say it to ruin it if anybody out there wants to watch it. But
blew your mind?
It blew my mind. And I was like giddy when it happened. And I was like, oh my God, like what the fuck? Is
it on any streaming services?
It's not, but it's on HBO Max. So you can get it online or your friends from Torrentsville. You can get it. I think you dig it. I think you and Kerry would like, and I think you kind of like Cabin Fever vibes. Yeah.
So it takes a sharp left turn at halfway through, like.
A little over halfway through, you're like,
okay.
What? They give you the reveal because you're like, it's something to do with this girl. Yeah. And they're like, they think I did it or whatever. And it's like, well, that's too obvious that she did it. But like, there's definitely something. And then when the reveal comes, man, oh man, I was like...
I'll stick that one on the list.
The balls, the sheer fucking balls to do what he did in it. Like,
okay.
Good.
Well, now I'm tempted.
Good. I gave it 3 stars out of 5, but like...
On Letterboxd.
Yeah, it's good, but like...
3 out of 5, that's scathing for you though.
Yeah, but I couldn't...
60%.
But I couldn't give it any more because it's like intentionally bad. So like, what I mean? Like...
Okay.
But that whole thing, I want people to watch it so I can talk about it with them.
Right. I'll watch it so we can talk about it.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
Okay.
Good. You got anything else?
No, not really. To be honest, I haven't been watching it, and what have I been doing? No, I've been watching, like I said, Final Space. But apart from that, no, I haven't really been doing much. Taking the dog for a walk. Cool. Here's the thing. I'm torn because we have a dog park in Arklow, right? Mm-hmm. And it's great. But a lot of the time, I'm not arsed to talk to the other dog owners.
Headphones in, man.
Yeah. I feel like...
You got AirPods?
No. I've got Bluetooth headphones, and they will do me quite fine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, same thing.
But, and he loves the dog park. And I feel like if I don't take him to the dog park, then I'm a bad dog. This dog needs to be walked twice a day. I don't know what we were thinking getting a collie, to be honest. This is the most energetic dogs in the world. Like, he needs about 15 walks a day, this thing.
I take him with those cards and non-transferable.
And you walk him, and then he's like, okay, great, that's it, done. And then he'd be like grabbing a toy when we get home. Huh? I'm like, you are joking me. But anyway.
And I love how you got it, the way it always goes. You get it for the child.
Yeah.
And then she's like, finished.
Yeah. Now he's not small anymore. Like, I'll know
exactly what happened with my nephew. It's like, whose dog is this again? It's like Sam's dog. And it's like I don't remember. I can't remember the last time you ever took him for a walk. Like.
Exactly. And so I sometimes have to remind her if she doesn't want to come for a walk. I'm like, remember, he's your dog. But I have to say, he's a brilliant dog. Collies are great, and I am delighted that we got him because he's super smart and he's a lovely dog. But Jesus,
is he like laddie?
Ball
like,
of energy. Yeah, it's like that. It's like when Santa's Little Helper. Remember when they're like
the ball, like we're gonna tire him out.
Yeah,
like,
because what's the matter, boy? Getting tired? Like he is just like that the whole time. But anyway, he's a great dog. But anyway, I don't know what my point was when I started this. I got too
talking
flustered.
to people in the park.
Yeah, that.
You know, not arsed about talking to people.
Not arsed. I don't know where I was going with that. I got nothing. All right, nothing's been going on. I don't like going to the dog park. I don't like talking to people. Sorry, where are you going?
Get me script, man.
Oh, okay. Well, look. Now that I've blathered on there and talked about how I don't like talking to people, can I talk to you about this?
I'm going to say one more thing, right? Because I've been breaking out my tools.
Oh.
In that I've been watching John Carpenter movies.
I don't get it.
He's a carpenter and he has tools.
Awful.
Yeah, awful. They would get that to be a better way. I don't know. I was no Sully Sullenberger. I did not land that plane.
Okay.
155 souls perished, Andy.
You know what? I feel like my energy's way off in this face-to-face podcast.
It's a Frost Nixon type situation you have us set up here.
I have us in a talk show sort of set up. I'm for all my complaining about being at home, I feel like I'm all antsy here.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. So I'm just getting my script. But
okay.
I watched Escape from New York. Have you ever seen this one?
No, I haven't seen any of those.
It's good. It's pretty fucking good. It's
Kurt Russell, isn't it?
Kurt Russell, man. And this is what made him a star, pretty much.
The New York one?
Yeah. I think they did LA in the 90s, but this was early 80s, I think. It was before The Thing.
Right. Okay.
And, man, he fucking...
Kills it?
Like, he's Snake Plissken. You know, he has the... Yeah. They need him to get in. The president...
Plissken.
It's a great premise, right? New York, Manhattan Island has been turned into a prison. Okay?
Right.
In the future. I think it's like 99 or something. Like, you know, it's like...
Depressing.
Yeah, no, yeah, very much so. And it's like the president is flying over and somehow some liberation group has got on to pretend to be a stewardess on the plane that he's on Air Force One, and they crash the plane so that he'll be taken hostage by the prisoners.
Sounds fun.
It's deadly. And then they send in Plissken to rescue the president, and he'll get like a pardon if he does it or whatever. But it's like they give him a smoke. He's sitting down talking to the main cop or whatever, and he's like the president has been captured, and he's like smoking a cigarette. His hands are changed, like, president of what? You're like, God damn it, you fucking killing it, man. Like, or he's like, do you know what happened? He's like, get a new one. Yeah, and I'm just like, this guy is so fucking cool. Like, he doesn't care what you think.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I love it.
Really good. And then like all these, like, I'll tell you who's in it. Fucking our favorite camp guy from The Simpsons.
Who?
Sergeant Fatso Jetson from Here to Eternity. What's his name? I'm blanking on it.
Ernest Borgnine?
Ernest Borgnine. He's so good in it as well. Like, hey, you're Snake. Like,
it'll be fun.
He brings that energy. Like, oh my God, you're Snake Plissken. Like,
brilliant.
Good movie. I am enjoying my experience watching Carpenter movies that I've never seen before.
What's his claim to fame?
Carpenter?
Yeah.
Halloween.
Okay.
The best, slasher movie ever.
Okay.
And The Thing, of course, the best horror movie ever. So
that's a bold.
that's my one. That's
it's not though, is it?
What's the
horror
best?
movie?
Yeah, it is. What's better?
Best horror, like.
Yeah. Best. Okay. How about this? I'll give you best monster movie ever.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't seen.
Well, what? Have you not? No. Andy. Oh, Andy.
I haven't seen it, mate. It's been a while since I've hit you with one of those.
Fucking good, man.
It looked good.
I do one every Halloween. I do a rewatch every Halloween.
Of The Thing.
Yeah, it's the best one. Like,
we should do it this year. We'll do it. We'll do that as a commentary. I haven't seen it.
Oh yes, might have just.
That's what we'll do.
Came a little bit.
Terry, please.
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, cool. I should say I'm very excited because on Saturday.
Hey, we
We're-
bring a chess set, by the way.
Yeah, I'll bring that chess set.
Yeah.
Like the difference
Yeah, you're
in your mid 30s. Yeah. Yes, I'll bring that fucking chess set. We're going on a lads' night
Adventure.
A few of us renting a place just for the night.
A cottage.
Let off some steam.
It really has the makings of like a horror movie or something's going to happen.
A group of people descend on,
in a secluded cottage with a bunch of alcohol.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
could possibly go wrong?
So I'm very much looking forward to that. Yeah, I forgot about that chess set. Of course I'll bring that. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, listen, there's no better time like the present. Can I talk to you a bit about In Marge We Trust?
Sure. What's the time like? Just out of curiosity.
35 minutes, although I think we were the preamble of...
I'm actually disappointed it's only 35, to be honest.
Well, I'm not, Doug. In Marge We Trust is the 20...
How am I supposed to chip with that going on?
For some reason, I started laughing just at the... Don't turn your back on me. Oh, God, I'd love to see that movie again. It's been a long time.
There's commentary for that as well.
Yeah. And by the way, if the...
I got my hands back.
I'm laughing at just the quote. And if there's any, for any of the patrons out there, if there is a movie that you'd like us to do commentary on, we're going to be doing that a lot more because as we discussed, we had it at the end of last week's episode, but we got about 4 more Simpsons episodes to go.
Blowing it up.
And then we're blown. Anyway, In Marge We Trust is the 22nd episode of the 8th season of The Simpsons, airing on April 27th, 1997. Written by Donick Kerry and directed by Stephen Dean Moore. The episode guest stars Sab Shimono as Mr. Sparkle, Gede Watanabe as the factory worker, Denise Kumagai and Karen Murayama as dancers, and Frank Welker, who played Laddie, as the baboons.
Wow!
So there you go.
What
just went off there? One of our lights went. Never mind.
This is some piece of junk. I can't well.
The battery life doesn't last. Reverend Lovejoy was selected for this episode because aside from being noted as the priest who didn't care, he had not had much character development. This was the first episode that Donick Kerry wrote for The Simpsons, but he was disappointed that his first story was about Marge's crisis with faith. The trip to
it?
I mean, no. It's not really, is it? It's his crisis with faith. The trip to the dump was inspired by Donick Kerry's youth, in which he would often go dump picking. This led to the writers deciding to have Homer's face on a discarded box, which became the Mr. Sparkle subplot. To help create the advertisement, the writers watched videos of many Japanese commercials.
Careful now.
I'll get to that. I'm going to get to that later. The solution of how Mr. Sparkle resembles Homer was written by George Mayer after hours of time had been spent trying to come up with a realistic ending. Since 2009, the show's new opening sequence includes Mr. Sparkle detergent with Marge's supermarket purchases.
I did not know that.
Nielsen rating of 10.1, equivalent to approximately 9.8 million viewing households, and was the 3rd highest rated show on Fox.
X-Files?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to guess Melrose or Beverly Hills. They seem like to be on hiatus.
Yeah, it's not either of those. It's another animation, I'll tell you that.
Doom, down, down, doom. Down, down, down,
Yes.
down, 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 down.
Yep. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. In a 2000
When are we going to
Entertainment
start our King of the Hill
Ever in
podcast?
2000 Entertainment Weekly
Okay.
article, Matt Groening ranked it as his 5th favorite in the history of the show.
Fuck off.
Josh Weinstein described it
In
as
the history of the show. This guy.
Matt Groening doesn't know shit about The Simpsons. All right, he says put it in H, and I'm putting that on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
All right.
Put it on Matt Groening's Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
About
Put
that.
it in H. Podcast.
Comments.
Put it in H. Have been critical of his.
Imagine then, like,
Like fuck these guys.
he's like, have you put an H? Yes.
Josh Weinstein described it as one of the best of the season, as well as being one of the most underrated episodes of all time. Also described Mr. Sparkle commercial as his all-time favorite sequence. In June 15th, 2020, comedian and your boy, Eric Andre, was a guest on the Last Laugh podcast, cited this episode as his favourite and the hardest he ever laughed at anything on television. Now, am I missing something here?
They talk about the same episode, like.
Yeah.
We just get into it.
Yeah. Look.
Give me your notes.
Okay. We'll go to the notes and we'll unfurl what we thought of it as we went on.
Not understand.
I got a lot of problems with this episode, I'll say
Me
that.
too. Some good jokes in it, but like.
Okay. My first note is that I'm a big fan always of when they start with Bart and Lisa watching TV in the dark or at night time.
Really, I feel seen.
Yes. That hits close to home. And they're watching an Itchy and Scratchy. I love the fact that they're like stifling laughter and all this. Yeah.
Don't wake mom.
But then it turns out it's only 8:40. It's 8:45.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be
in
like
the morning.
6 or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
But I guess it makes sense if they know they're oversleeping.
Yeah.
If they know everybody and they're like trying not. They
Don't wake
purposely-
them, like, yeah.
Because you don't want them to get up.
And there's something quite nice about the fact that that Sunday ritual of church is, like, and Marge is previously dressed.
I love that was good. That it was like, oh my God, we're late for church. Luckily, I dressed last night.
Yeah. And then Homer's like, he's like, if God, what was the line
So
he uses?
he's like, I got a lot of work to do around the bed, which I loved.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you only asked for 1 hour a week. He's like, you should have made the week 1 week hour longer.
God. And then you have Reverend Lovejoy's sermon, The 9 Tenets of Constancy. Constancy, sweet.
There was something so satisfying about Homer when he banged his head. Damn it!
You know what it is? It's the thud and the fact that, like, normally Homer gives you a bit more of like something, or but just that, damn it,
It felt real. Like, fuck.
exactly.
Whenever
Exactly.
I bang my knee off something, and that happens quite regularly in my house.
Yeah. What happens? Here's a question for you. What happens when you bang your knee or when you like stand on something? What's your reaction? Would you inhale like, or would you be like fuck? Or would you be like,
That's maybe closer to it. Like I tell you what, if it's a burn, if I stupidly. Here's one for you. I was making a
pulling something out of the oven and you get your fingers burned?
I was slow cooking a stew the other night.
Okay.
And I put stupidly, for some reason, I put my finger against the outside of the slow cooker.
Wonder what would happen if I.
So anyway, on the phone to Lenny. So anyway, but it was very much like fuck. Like it was that like,
right.
You motherfucker.
What if you stub your pinky toe off something?
My feet, look.
Your feet you can live with.
It's the soles of my feet that'd be more a problem. Banging my toes are not too bad.
How do you hurt the soles of your feet?
You stand on some
Okay.
toy. You stand on some stickle brick or some fucking shit. Like so that's how you hurt the soles of your feet.
Do you ever? Now here's a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dig
We're
further into
in
this.
the top. Yes, hit me, Frost.
Now, if you stand on something, would it ever floor you to sit on your arse? If you stand on something, have you been known? Like, would you stay standing, or have you been known to?
Oh, I stay standing.
Oh, I go right down.
Yeah.
It depends.
Like a sack of potatoes.
It depends, but I'll sit. I'll lift my foot off the ground.
If anything, I would be jumping around and be like, "What the?" I'm trying not to do it as much in front of the child because she's
fiddle-dee-dee.
Yeah, she's a sponge.
Right.
And like she's repeating.
Fuck.
Yeah, like she's repeating a lot of what I say these days. But good. That's good fun.
That is good.
I don't want to include curse words in that
True. Okay.
lexicon.
I'm trying to unravel the mystery that is Terry Thomas.
I'm an open book.
Next one, when everyone is
Getting home.
well. First of all, the damn it and Lovejoy is like, I'll start over.
Off. Like it's like can we
That's
not
church
just get
in a
up?
nutshell,
Can we not
like.
just it was very on. Like it was giving me fucking PTSD flashbacks to being in church.
Yeah.
Like it was very well done. Of rah, 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 rah.
And constancy.
Yeah,
Sweet constancy. It is just like that. And then just the satisfaction they get of it being over, of just throwing their stuff away.
I liked that little button he had where it was like
Which one?
Yeah.
Now, my next note, again, I'm skipping, you bring us back, but I have when Lovejoy is then, I think it's like, is it that day or the next day where he's putting up the stuff on the bulletin board?
It's that day because they all run off to the dump, they're like getting out of their church clothes, and then Marge goes to see him.
Can you believe it? They give you 5 Qs and only 2 Us. What a world.
Yeah.
Now, this is a line I use all the time when Marge is talking to him about, like, what's your complaint? Yeah, and he's like, well, I don't see you volunteering. And she's like, okay, I will volunteer. He's like, I wasn't prepared for that. I use that line all the time in my everyday life when someone says something I'm not expecting. Like, I wasn't prepared for that.
So then Marge has kind of like done all the stuff around, you know, she's cleaned out the tray.
Yeah.
Put all the, swept off the floors, cleaned all the collection trays and got rid of stuff in the attic or whatever. And then you get Skinner ringing Marge.
Well, doesn't he ring
Lovejoy
first?
Yeah. God, this was like when he rings and he's like, she's gone too far. She's covered her half of the television with cardboard. And he's like, consult your Bible. He's like, which part? Like, it's all good. And he's like, oh.
All right.
Thank you for your time. And it's just like,
it's like we rented a man without a face. I didn't even know he had a problem. And it's a very real reaction again. The Skinner's like, all right.
Yeah.
Thanks anyway.
Yeah. Very good.
Now, my next note is because I guess it cuts to them at the dump.
Yeah.
I've always loved the Mr. Sparkle box aesthetic. I've been a big fan lately. I'm big into my like neon Japanesey look these days. You know what I mean? That's sort of like, I think it's coming from that lo-fi stuff. They always got these like Asian sort of vibes to them. But there's something about just a neon
that would
Japanese
be a great
writing.
T-shirt. That Mr. Sparkle
I was thinking
face
that. Yeah, and I'm sure you
great
can get
t-shirt.
them. Like,
Yeah.
we should definitely get them.
Yeah.
Get
Anyway. Matching ones.
Yeah. Now, next.
I did like Homer being like,
he's genuinely. Now, I'm just going to say it now. This Mr. I don't recall.
I recall.
This Mr. Sparkle angle really went nowhere.
I recall vividly being like, is this the end of The Simpsons? Like, as in, like as a kid,
Simpsons, the show?
Like, yeah, I remember being like, wow, are they out of ideas?
Yeah.
Like, I remember, this is the one.
If as a kid you're thinking that.
Yeah, like, at the time being like, wow, season 8, like, they must almost be finished. Little did I know.
Oh, boy.
Fucking, 25 years later, they're still going.
Something's missing. Yeah, it was very like I'm surprised that it even cleared for like
that's what like wafer thin both of these plots.
And someone said in the book that one of us hasn't read, I can't believe it's a bigger and better updated unofficial Simpsons guide. It was saying both plots warrant an episode of their own or something like that. Like, sorry, is everyone?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Has everybody lost their mind? But my next note is just I love the fact that Flanders is the sole reason of why Lovejoy stopped caring about everything.
There's a couple of good lines here where he's like, the 60s were long over and people are ready again to feel bad about themselves. And I've been watching that, was it like 1971? Remember you sent me that link for like the documentary series, like the year that changed the music?
Oh yeah.
So I watched the first 2 episodes of that. And
I sent you that?
You sent me the link of the trailer maybe on Twitter or something. Remember I was saying it was like Marvin Gaye featured heavily. The second episode is kind of about like the Stones in France and how they start using heroin and stuff like that. But it's also about like how Christianity was really back in. Yeah. Like George Harrison was getting into Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And it kind of made, when that kind of triggered when he said that there, I was like, that was actually happening where peace and love, the swinging 60s is over. And people are now, this is the new way we do things. It's
and
like,
oddly, like the Rolling Stones were probably the band that capitalized most off that. Like their best stuff is early 70s, and where you get to that sort of like Coke has been introduced more, heroin, like you said. It's a bit darker. It's not all like
that
everything's all
episode.
cool. And
That episode in itself is about drug use, I think, because like Sly and the Family Stone.
yeah,
They play one of his songs, and it's like talking about like how he can't move
yeah,
because he's on so much heroin in one of his songs, like that. And then like they're basically saying, and on the flip side, you know, this other side of like not Christian rock, but it's like, you know, a lot of big name bands and stuff are leaning more towards
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like it's very interesting.
it was interesting.
Yeah.
I'd love to look at that actually some more. But the whole stuff of Flanders of like, it's like,
I
it's
did
I'm
love
meek,
the-
but I can probably stand to be meeker.
I was like, my hips bumped off another young man's.
Buttocks. And it's like, and then it gets to the end. It's like, I think I swallowed a toothpick.
He's in Paris, like. It's like, why is he taking the call? Like,
Yeah, just stop taking it.
I'm on vacation. But I did love that where like when Lovejoy shows up, like Jesus is just all right.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, man.
Well, sit down and rap with me, brother.
It's like,
It's like straight away, it's all Flanders. Like, and then so
oh yeah,
Marge,
coveting my own wife was another good
Yeah.
line.
and then so Marge is taken over as the listen lady. And was it Mo who's the first call?
Mo was first. He's like, well, oh yeah, well, she's like, this is the listen lady. He's like, yeah, well, listen, lady.
Yeah.
I got some problems. I don't know where to begin. And he's like,
Okay, why don't you start from the beginning?
he's like, alrighty, yeah, number one, I've lost the will to live.
Oh, brilliant.
It's like,
Vintage
and
Mo.
then she's like, she just says like, no, there's loads of stuff to live for. I was like, really?
Just like that.
He's
Yeah.
like, that's not what Reverend Lovejoy's been telling me. Wow, you're good.
What's he been
Yeah,
telling you?
wow, you're good. Okay, thanks. And then like immediately he's back on, hi, it's me again.
Yeah, this one's about my cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut up, I'm asking it.
I remember. Do you remember like Anto Walsh from school?
Yeah.
Like he would always cite that as
Oh,
his
yeah?
favorite joke, and I was like, it's such a good joke and a really good choice.
Yeah,
for
it
him
is,
because it's one that like I don't know. It just
She's like, what situation has
doesn't
he
make
got
sense.
himself in?
What's going on?
Like, what's happened to the cat, and how does the cat know that he's talking
Yeah,
to someone
and
to get help?
Is the cat like the dominant one? Or
Yeah.
Is in like he's like, like, he's like yeah, I'm asking it. Like, is it
Mo's
like you
great.
know what it strikes me as? It's an Eddie Ritchie sort of relationship between
Yeah.
Mo and his cat. Like,
Shut up, Eddie. But yeah, like Mo's great for that, or like the, you know, oh, isn't that cute? The little girl, like, shut up, you bum,
Yeah.
shut up. Like, so
go ahead,
aggressive.
sweetheart. Makes little Debbie look like a pile of puke.
Now I had a note here of when they go and they ask Akira what Mr. Sparkle is all about, Homer and Lisa and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean, we're skipping over
Go on.
a real nothing scene, but it's like Marge at the
Go on,
dinner
then.
the dinner table, you know, and it's like how it's like Homer's obsessed with the box, where they come from,
oh yeah,
and then it's like nobody's watching. You know, if they have a picture of you, you can see you. It's like nobody's watching us, you know, and then they're looking around like as if, and I was like, that's a waste of 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like there was not, it did not add anything.
didn't develop the plot
Like
at all.
Like they talked about like how you're volunteering, you know, you don't get paid or whatever like that. Like
Yeah. Okay.
great.
Great.
Yeah.
They go and they ask Akira about the box. Now, I was going to say I love his voice, but is that one of the cast? Is that Hank Azaria?
I don't know. Maybe
Because he like they got in Japanese voice actors for
but
the other.
he's been in it before.
Yeah, but that's my.
He taught
this
karate.
This is my thing, because I was going to say I love this one, but is this one of the ones that the Simpsons should tuck their tail between their legs, apologize for, and kill off the character
But is he like that
like
much?
they did with what? Like what did they do with Apu?
I think they just like not using
Wrote
him
him
again.
out?
Yeah, they didn't
Like
even write
this
him
is
out.
exactly the same.
They didn't even write him out. I think it's just, you know, he's not going to be a
Featured.
character anymore. Yeah,
Like this is exactly the same.
it's like Marvin Monroe.
I think
or
it's voiced
something.
by the same guy. I could be wrong, but you know what I mean.
Like
Why is that all right?
I wonder, is it maybe Harry Shearer? It kind of sounds like it could be more.
Like I can never.
Harry
pinpoint
Shearer
who it
is the guy from Wayne's World 2. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Well, work is hard.
yeah, that's very good.
Thank
That's
you.
a very good Harry
Yes,
Shearer.
thank you. We should just do this. I tell you, it's the best part of the podcast of these impressions. yeah, I love the problem that Lenny has when he goes to the listen lady,
Yeah.
and he's like, it's a classic like show me that story.
Yeah, well, like again,
know?
I love when he's like, I'm sure he'll like your wife. And the wife's like, no, you don't understand. I don't even have a wife.
I just said it to be a big shot. The idea that Carl's coming over for dinner and then he's freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, I love
And
that.
then, but like so many things in The Simpsons, you've been shown so many contradictory lives of Lenny, where it's like when Homer's ringing him to go out and he's like shaving some woman's legs.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that was his wife. And then he's like, when Marge is a real estate agent, he's
Don't tell anyone how I live.
Yeah, like
Show me a spin-off show on Lenny's life.
yeah, just one episode. Give me a Lenny
Yeah.
episode. Work harder.
And then you have the queue is out the door for
Yeah.
the listen lady, and
I'm not principal of the line, mother.
you never will be. I never knew Tress MacNeille does Agnes. I never knew
something so dissatisfying about like an Agnes line like that. Before they start overusing her. Like they're at the
Yeah.
sweet spot right now.
that. I totally agree. Yeah, she's
Like,
great.
I don't want to see an episode about how Agnes and comic book guy fall in love.
No, nobody does. What season was that?
It's like 10 or 11, I'm sure. Like, yeah.
That's my response to that.
Do you need to stop recording?
I got a problem.
Yeah, so he asks for Homer goes to the library and asks for the book for Hokkaido,
I like that.
Japan.
I like that.
Is it a local call?
Yes,
Boop, boop,
I like that.
boop.
It's the classic.
Fine,
I like that one because it was like it's funny, it's not funny, it's funny again kind of thing. But I like the fact that the guy just leaves.
yeah, he's
like,
like,
I was
okay.
thinking, is he gonna come back and be like, please stop using the? You know what I mean? Like he just goes. And like, oh,
Well,
okay.
he probably knows, like, there's no point me even talking to
Yeah.
this guy. Like, who.
And when he talks to the guy on the other end, he's like, hello, chief.
I love this.
Let's talk. Why not?
Why am I Mr. Sparkle?
Oh,
He's
brilliant.
like, I have so many questions. He's like, I send you premium. Answer questions 100%.
That broken English,
yeah, so good.
And then like again, I'm back to the listen lady, unless
Yeah,
there's
that's
more.
but
Like, that's it.
he's doing a sermon, and it's like he's something like from the Lord. It's like, yeah, the Lord of Marge Simpson.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And they can't get through his mass without people like praising Marge, and then they all like run by him and they run to Marge, and they're giving
just
their
to give her their problems.
one at a time.
Who's got the worst problem?
I have a recurring dream where I'm falling.
Come right this way.
Tim,
Reverend,
hold my call.
Tim.
Tim, like.
hold my calls.
And then you get the whole thing with like him and his visions.
Yeah, the saints.
Eleuthерus.
Yeah, like one is boiling in a pot on the stained glass window. The other one is decapitated. The other one has been eaten by a lion.
Yeah, it's good. Isn't it?
Like, yeah, I love that. But yeah, so basically they're saying they did all this stuff for their faith, and what did he do? It's like, I recarpeted whatever
Yeah.
it is. Like, I've had 8,000 apparitions, and that's the worst answer I've ever heard.
yeah. There is something like this kind of hit me where she like Helen Lovejoy rings Marge, and then it cuts to like Tim downstairs with his train.
Yeah.
And he's like, attention, host scale passengers, the dining car is now closed. Root beer is still available, but the cost is $6.50. If you look to your right, you will see a sad man. That is all. I was like, oh, man.
There's something, you know what it is? It's something about that he's still committing to like root beers are available, but the cost is now $6.50. Like he's still
Like, and
trying
this
to
was
be involved.
This was
in
the
it.
thing. This was his joy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now he's
You'll see a
despondent.
sad man.
Yeah.
That is all.
So then Homer,
To get the video,
yeah.
observe this commercial.
I love the guy. The guy in the jacuzzi.
Hello, American investor. I love it. And the subtitles, like, just some of the lines that they use in that broken, or the
Yeah,
whatever, like the broken English subtitles, or
I'm
whatever way you'd say.
disrespectful to dirt is the first one.
Yeah.
Can't you see that I'm serious?
Join me or die. Can you do any less?
The dancing women in the ocean, and then he turns them into sumo wrestlers. You know,
Really good.
What a brave corporate logo.
And I have to say, it's a great ad. It's just like doesn't. Where does it go?
Like, yeah,
that's
it's
it. Like,
weird for the sake of being weird. Like, it's like, then he cuts to like the cow, the guy interviewing cows in the fields. Like, any plans?
asking their plans
for summer.
yeah,
And then they like shatter into glass, and then
yeah.
but like Homer being like, that didn't explain anything. Makes sense. Like,
Now, a pet peeve of mine. This is a very minor point, but when Lisa's like, "Look," and then it goes to the screen, nothing's happened
Yeah,
yet.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like blank for about 5 seconds, and then they meld the bulb and the fish
Yeah.
together. I'm like, she doesn't know what's coming.
yeah,
I always thought that was
I
a good-
do love that's what it was.
Yeah, it
And
does.
I
It's a
was
good
like,
fit.
When
like-
your man was on the phone, I was like, what's his t-shirt say? You know, like, hello, chief. And he's wearing a t-shirt. Turns out it was that second light bulb
Oh, was it?
logo thing,
Ah.
heavy machinery or whatever. So I was
That'd be a
like,
great obscure T-shirt. Get the individual
Yeah.
ones and the Mr. Sparkle.
listen, I don't mean to pry. You told me you were going to be buying some t-shirts.
Yes.
Did you get any? Yeah.
No, I ended up ordering from AliExpress, and I only ordered 3, because I didn't want to blow my wad if I got the size wrong. So I went for the XL because apparently that's what it should. The RL is their XL. So I'm still waiting.
What'd you get? What'd you go for?
I got an Arctic Monkeys T-shirt, a Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino T-shirt, if you're asking specifically.
That's that latest album, was
yeah.
it?
Oh God, yeah. And I got a George Harrison T-shirt. I can't remember what the other thing was. Now it was more just to test the size. I was gonna go on Redbubble, but luckily it was too good to be true. To be honest,
Is
everything
it,
I
what
found.
is it like?
It's like all different vendors. Like
Right.
they're all. It's like a bad Amazon, I guess.
You didn't
but-
go to 8 Ball, no?
No, I didn't have anything I liked, to be honest.
Plenty of Simpsons ones.
Oh yeah, I was looking for music. I was finding stuff on Redbubble, like these obscure pop punk albums from '99 that I loved. I'm like, they've got it right here. They've got fucking everything I searched for. They've got,
And what? So like, why wouldn't you get it then if it's just?
because you said it was bad,
I just heard that there
and
was.
then I went on and looked at some reviews, and it was like 1 star, 1 star, 1 star.
Okay,
So I
alright,
was like,
yeah.
okay, good job. I just happened to be texting you to tell you that I was getting these. I don't know why.
You knew, Andy. You knew.
So something I knew something was going on.
missing.
Something's missing.
So
So my next note there is just what a non-plot that Mr. Sparkle was.
I did like Homer being like, "Well, it was a good ride while it lasted."
Yeah.
Like, come on, kids, let's go home. It's like, we are home. That was fast.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Now I will say I kind of liked the little thing that they threw in at the end of Flanders and the
See, this is what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So, Marge tells the Captain McAllister he lost his Game Boy. It's at the bottom of the ocean.
that scene was cut for syndication originally.
Was it? It's a good scene because he has a little tear when he's like,
Arr.
"Arr,
Yeah.
arr."
Arr.
And then you get like the bullies hanging outside. They're not even doing. This sums up Flanders. Like they're not
Yeah.
even doing anything. Like
Yeah.
you know. And then like he's ringing the fucking.
I'm worried they may start slacking at any minute.
So he kind of gets what he deserves. Marriage gives him bad
Awful advice.
Yeah. But it's what she would do because she knows that they're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
To, like a mother.
You think now? I must say, in my older age, right, when it comes to teenagers,
You bullish? You take them all on?
I wouldn't know.
I'm begging them. To
No, no,
you have
no.
your little thing up your sleeve. Your,
If I'm being
your
honest,
stick, your lead pipe. Yes.
get your key in between your fingers, like we got a problem. No, but like I will admit that in my 20s, probably all through my 20s, I had this like irrational fear of teenagers, right? That like I was going to get my ass kicked by them. I was just avoiding them. Like really just like I assumed the worst every time. And for whatever reason, maybe since taking up jiu-jitsu or something, I don't know, but like I just find
Come on.
I just find that like I'm not thinking of that anymore. I'm just thinking of like, like they're just lads. Like we were. You can spot the difference between troublesome lads.
Certain ones that, like,
Yeah,
you can,
like Arklow, it's not as prevalent as Dublin, I will say. So that's probably has something to do
especially
with
where I live in Dublin, like on
Yeah.
the Malahide Road, where it's like the people around the area we live in are grand,
it. Yeah,
but it's like
you can tell.
you can tell.
Like there was one. There's like a field behind my house, and there was lads
Setting fires.
and
Tell the
they tell the story.
yeah.
I forget that, but like you know what I mean. That was like as an example of just like whereas before
And
I
where
was
did you bury the bodies?
avoided. I'll never tell.
I'll never tell.
I'll never tell. But anyway, yeah. So Flanders tells these teenagers to vamoose, you know.
And then you get the whole. He calls them back and says,
Like Jimbo drops his drink, like
Yeah, that was really good, actually.
great.
It's like,
and then they're chasing him.
Well, this is what I want to see the episode. This is like a fucking like a horror movie in itself, where like, the movie starts with him telling them to vamoose.
Yeah.
And then you follow him. Like it's like remember that movie Judgment Night?
No. Sorry.
What was going on about Judgment Night? Nobody knows.
Judgment Day I could talk about all night, but
Judgment Day, T2.
you know it.
Nobody calls it Judgment Day.
I'm just saying. You said Judgment Night. Judgment
Yeah,
Day.
Judgment
I'm
Night.
familiar with.
Here's the cast: Emilio Estevez,
Sold. Okay.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Sold.
What's the fucking guy? He played George in the Seinfeld pilot in the episode The Pilot. New Sneakers.
Jeremy Piven.
Yes, Jeremy Piven.
Okay.
But when he was bald, when he wasn't, a weird asshole.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. There's somebody else who's the fourth one. Anyway, it's about a bunch of guys going to a boxing fight. And I think it's Piven who has like tickets to the boxing match. But he also has like this new RV from his company, and I think it's in LA. They're going there. They're going to be late, so they decide to try and get off the freeway to get there quicker. They end up in some bad neighborhood. They witness a murder, and then the gang.
I want to see.
Gang,
Is this made in the 90s?
Yeah, Dennis Leary is the guy chasing them that's gonna kill them.
Yeah.
It's really good, man.
Yes, that's
really
what I want.
fucking good.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's the sort of movie.
Hold
I
on,
want,
let me do a little thing here for you, and I'll see if it's streaming anywhere. I got a little app called Just Watch.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's great. Great app.
Paying for that?
It's free. It's free. Yeah, there's a website you can type it in, like. But I've got all my, Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Mubi, Free, Now TV, all four.
How about that?
It searches all of them for me.
That's good.
You put your own parameters in there.
Well, look, while you're doing that, I'm going to wrap this episode up because you get Flanders being chased by the teenagers, and they only stop to guess up their scooters. I can't see where I am, but the gas price is whatever, and 8 cents. I love that.
Daddy's discount gas.
And then they go and they rescue Flanders and bloody blah.
I'm listening.
I did like the scene of like Flanders in the baboons. Where they chase him into the zoo. And
but you're also like, what is fucking going on here? That like, it's all over the place.
The episode,
yeah.
Like, why is
ended
this
up with Reverend Lovejoy on a train saving Flanders?
Yeah, how did he get there? How did he know? You know what I mean?
Like it is bizarre.
Yeah,
and yet, like you say, glowing reviews, top 5 of all time.
Matt Groening doesn't know shit about The Simpsons. There, I said it.
I mean, he doesn't know shit about anything.
No.
Look what he's putting out lately.
Yeah.
That fucking...
He's got to be the luckiest son of a bitch that I've ever seen, huh?
I mean, here's what I would say about him. He employed a lot of good people that really were at the top of their game. Like, what did Bill Oakley say? Like, he was never...
Yeah, I'd love to pry a bit more into that because someone... I remember. I think it was Neil.
Weinstein on.
I think it was
guts.
I think it was Neil who asked the question like, "Did Groening interfere?"
Yeah.
And I liked the phrasing of that. Did he interfere? But he was just like, "Well, he was never really around," But like,
is that your Oakley, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a general American man, to be honest. But
Cool. Bill, I'm sorry.
I'm here at the Wendy's, and we're going to review the new.
I'm going to stop you right there. This guy's a friend of ours.
Yeah, no, that's it. I was doing a complimentary impression.
No.
I'm here to try Wendy's.
No.
Blah, blah, blah.
What are you
I'm
doing?
telling you.
What
do you follow
him? Bill? Yes, I follow him. I'm
Do you
sorry.
follow
I apologize for this man.
Yeah, I'm being complimentary, Bill.
Yeah.
It's Bill. It's Billy. He knows me.
Yeah.
Anyway, he fucking Lovejoy discovers his fate again, and the fucking episode's over.
Baboons that allowed to be. Baboons that are right.
I wonder if this episode's been all over the place.
A little bit, but like in a good way.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I mean, no more so than the fucking Simpsons episode.
Yeah, we're just mirroring the episode here.
Just vibing.
And they love, and then they love church again.
That's religion or whatever it ends.
Blah, 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 at the end.
Yeah. Shall we get into ratings?
Please, Terry.
Oof.
Now, I'm going to go first this time.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Sucker.
Okay.
What did you think of it?
I wish I had more hands so I could give this episode 4 thumbs down.
It's bad. It's a bad.
I didn't like it. No, I didn't like it. It was a bit all over the place. I didn't care for the A plot. They were going for something, and I just don't think they pulled it off. If they actually got rid of the Mr. Sparkle stuff and had more time to add a bit more heart or a bit more something into the A plot, then maybe. Or give me a better B plot. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you how to fix it. It seemed like an episode that went through rewrites. It didn't say it in the production or anything like that, but it just seemed.
It's a weird one in that, like, you're like, they're giving an episode to Reverend Lovejoy?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then they don't do a good job.
No, they don't make us care for Lovejoy finding his faith again. You know what I mean? It's more about Marge and then like, you know, like, okay, if you give me
when he's like, I'm a shepherd without a flock.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you didn't seem to care about them anyway.
He hasn't cared until the very last minute. If you're giving me Marge, Marge is going to discover this through doing this, fine. But, like, it's not about Marge. It's supposed to be about Lovejoy. Like, Marge just takes a big chunk of the episode. But, like, look, she doesn't learn anything by the end. No,
she learns, like...
Don't give bad advice.
Her advice is bad.
Yeah. Like, so... It didn't have a lot of laughs for me. It didn't, just missed the mark for me. If you're asking, Terry, I'm going to say my MVP. I'm going to give it to, I don't know. I'm going to give it to Mo.
He's pretty good.
I liked Mo in this. And I'm going to give it a rating of 7.7. Absolutely scathing.
Mine is right there with you, but it's 7.8.
Oh, okay.
My MVP is Marge.
Nice.
Because, I love Marge. She's great.
Marge we trust.
Absolutely. Except for this episode. But, yeah, like, it's not interesting. It's not, like, it doesn't feel like a real episode. That's the thing. It feels like they forgot to buy the birthday present. And they're like, well, what have we got lying around the house?
Yeah. The show airs tomorrow.
It's like, here you go. Happy anniversary, baby.
Mr. Sparkle stuff, we'll try that in.
Like, it's just that, like, you forgot to get the present.
Yeah.
You're making something out of what's hanging around the house.
Yeah.
Like, that's very much what it feels like. Mr. Sparkle stuff, like, it's weird because it takes up so much of the episode. Like, it takes up so much of the episode, yet resolves itself with 5 minutes to go.
And with very little incidents.
Yeah.
Like, the Mr. Sparkle stuff, they found a box, they wonder why it looks like Homer's face.
They go to the
library. They call the company, they send them a video, clears it up.
But even that takes up a lot of running time. You're like, they're clearly padding the episode. Yeah.
Not a good one.
No.
Should we get our plugs in, Terry?
Sure. Why don't you tell the good folks out there where they can find us?
And I'm going to look directly at the camera for this one. You can find us on Twitter and on Instagram at Put It in H Podcast. You can find links to everything we do, particularly on our Instagram. We're a bit more active on that. We have clips of the show. We have a link there with video podcasts. We got a link to our merchandise. Please don't buy any. It's a big ordeal to get it out from under the stairs. Our latest episode, don't listen to him.
Please do buy it.
And prove me wrong, kids.
Unbelievable. Do buy our merch. I love our t-shirt. It's great.
Yeah. Make it worth our while. Get 10 if you're going to buy one. Make it. It takes me about 20 minutes to clear out the bottom of that stair, so make it worth my while. All right.
Yeah, we're really like coming off as a professional outfit.
I'm gonna bump up the price. I'm gonna jack up the price. 15 quid and free shipping is laughable. We're losing money on this. So 25 quid and postage and packaging not included.
I wouldn't pay 25 quid for one t-shirt.
Well, sir. And you can find a link to our Patreon there as well.
Oh, the Patreon.
Yes, the Patreon.
Well, over there on Patreon, you can get, for the low fee of $5 a month for 15 euros. Of course, we don't know what it is in sterling. This is where Andy would say, quite frankly, we don't want to know.
Frankly, we don't
Yeah, he's off doing something. So over there you get 2 episodes of our sister podcast, What's So Great About. Now, we did mention last week, these episodes are going to be going fast. So over there, at the moment, we're doing our mini-series on Will Smith. But the podcast is going to be going through some changes. So in the future, it'll be maybe some commentaries. We talked about doing some radio format. There's loads of listener requests. There's loads of stuff we come up with for bonus episodes, top 5s.
We're excited.
Yeah, very, very excited. But at the moment, we're doing What's So Great About Will Smith, where we are watching his bad movies and seeing if he
Big Willie's flops.
and seeing if he can elevate them. So that's what's going on there. Now, if you can't afford the Patreon, well, look, I understand it. Times are tough. Andy,
What do you got for
Andy,
me? What do you
please.
got?
I understand the times are tough, okay? But, you know, if you can't afford that, you can do something else for me. You can give me a review. Now, Andy, did you notice that in this episode, Reverend Lovejoy kicks the shit out of 3 baboons? And I don't want a 3-star review. Yeah, I want 2 more baboons and I want 2 more stars to give us 5-star reviews.
And what you should have done here, you're going to be kicking yourself.
Yeah.
They give you 5 Qs and only 2 Us.
I didn't pay enough attention to this episode.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing your job. Huh?
Yeah, you should be doing this job.
Yeah, tell you what. I'll send you the MP3s.
No problem.
All right? Pop them together. All right?
MP3.
Why don't you give me the weekend off, huh?
No.
Okay. Okay, well.
Gotcha, you're working through Christmas. So, like we said, changes are coming. We're finishing up this season. We're moving What's So Great About onto the main feed, which is exciting. That frees up more stuff on the Patreon. And if you're sticking around on the Patreon, please, you know, listener suggestions are more than welcome. We
depend on them, frankly.
But I have to say, I love doing stuff that's suggested by the listener. Like the whiskey tasting.
The Will Smith thing was a
yeah,
suggestion.
that was actually a listener suggestion as well. Like,
as was the Ryan Gosling one. Thanks.
yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Pretty much everything we do there.
We have a blast doing them.
Yeah, big time.
It really like it's fun doing the Simpsons stuff. Like we say, I've had a very good time doing this episode. But it's something about not being restricted to having to talk about The Simpsons.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because we've done it for so long
many,
and done so many. But like I remember we were doing a podcast a few weeks ago. We were doing like AEW and the Patreon or something like that, and I was like, can't wait to podcast. You know what I mean? And we record 2 podcasts in a row, and I kind of like once we do I love doing this one, but like, you know what I mean, we've talked about it anyway, but like I really enjoy doing the Patreon stuff, so that's the stuff. So you're gonna get that energy for everything there.
I can't wait. I've got like 4 mini series in a row lined up for what we're doing for the What's So Great About.
What?
Yeah. I'm busting with ideas, Andy. Yeah.
I'm nervous,
Yeah.
but
you should be.
Listen, on that note,
Yeah.
thanks very much for listening or watching.
Yeah, if you made it this far, you're doing the Lord's work, as always. And Andy has something he likes to tell you. I like you, personally.
I love you. All right?
And if you wanted that from me, head on over to the Patreon. It's behind the paywall. You have to pay for my love.
It's true. And it costs. Boy, does it cost. Goodbye.
That's it.